Namaste to all. In this video on Google Forms, I will explain how to use Google Forms. When you want to collect any information or if you are planning to take a survey, instead of going for traditional pen and paper method, we can make use of Google Forms. Because Google Forms not only help us to collect the information but also store our information in spreadsheet. I have divided this video in 3 parts. In a very first part, I will tell you how to create a new Google form. In a second part, we will discuss about setting and sharing. And in the last part of a video, I will explain about the responses. If you directly want to jump for a particular explanation, I have provided timestamp into the description. In a first segment, we will see how to create a new Google form. To create a new Google form, go in a Google Drive in which you want to create a form. Then either you can click on New and go in Google Forms, or you can right click and say Google Forms. If you want to organize your Google form, means if you want to create your Google form in particular folder, then go to that particular folder and say New Google Form, or right click Google Form. Here they will give you two options. One is blank form and from a template. If you go for a from a template, then you can see various types of sample forms are ready to use. If you want to take any one of it, you can go for it. But if you want to create a customized new form, then click on blank form. So new blank form will be open for you. If you want to edit the title of a form, click on it and give name of your choice. If you want to give any kind of description, you can give it. It is completely optional. If you want to change the title of a form, you can change that too. If you don't want same title, if you want some different title, that is also possible. Now let's see how to add questions into Google form. For example, my first question is name. And here you can see Google automatically detect what type of answer it will be. So it will be a short answer. If you want to change answer format, click on a drop down box and you can see these are the various options. If your answer is one line answer, then you can go for this option as a short answer. If your answer is descriptive, for example, answer of some particular question or address, then you will go for a paragraph. Then next category is multiple choice checkboxes and drop down. It is advisable to go for this category if you have fixed category answers. Consider an example where you want to ask branch to an engineering student. So for computer branch, student may enter student may enter computer engineering or computer. If same answer is answered in 3 different ways, then it might be difficult if you want to sort the data. So in such cases, you can go for a multiple choice or a drop down option. In the next category, file upload, Google Form allows the user to upload a file. That file will be stored in our drive. So in such cases, making a Google form in one particular folder is advisable, because if you make a Google form in a drive, then all uploaded files will go on drive, and if there are more than one forms, then all the files may merge. So if you are making your form in one particular folder, then those uploaded file will get saved in that particular folder only. Next category is scale. So if you want to take a feedback, or if you want to ask the experience, and if you want to scale it, then you can make use of this type of questions. Next is if you are asking for a date and time. If you are using this category, then inbuilt calendar will be open for user. Let's see how exactly it works one by one. To add new question, just click on plus sign. Let's say I want to take a address, and here you can see Google has automatically detected that it should be a paragraph type of answer. Now let's see for multiple choice option. So for example, I want to ask for a language and my first option is English, second option is Hindi, third option is Marathi, and fourth option is Tamil. So you can see Google has automatically detected multiple choice. But here you can see in case of choice there are three subcategories. One is multiple choice, another is checkboxes, and third is drop down. Let's see how they are different from each other. For that I will go in a preview. So if you click on a preview, whatever form you have made, you can see how exactly it will be visible to the user. So whenever I am going for a multiple choice option, I can select any one option. Similarly, if I go for a drop down option and if I say preview, then list will be available and you can select any one from it. But if you want to go for more than one answer, then in that case go for checkbox. So if I say checkbox, then you can select more than one answer. I hope you have understood how exactly your multiple choice, drop down and checkbox works. So depending on your requirement, you can select any one. Next we will go for a file upload. So question, let's say proof, and category is file upload. So it is telling you that whatever uploaded file will be come in owner's Google Drive. So just say continue. And now in this there are few more settings. For example, if you want to allow only specific types of file, means you want to accept only PDF files or only photos, then just turn it on and select which type of file you are allowing. For example, here I am allowing PDF and image. You can select any one or more than one here. Then next question is maximum number of files. So here option are 1, 5 and 10. So you have to select any one from it. You cannot customize it. Next is maximum file size. Here you have to understand whatever uploaded file, it will come to your drive. So if you accept any size of file, then it is going to occupy some space from your drive also. So if you want to limit the file size, you can limit it. So for example, I want to limit it to 10 MB. While setting this file size, you have to consider which type of file you are asking from the user. For example, if you are asking for audio or video file, then 1 MB might be very small limit. Now let's move to the next category. So if you want to rate the experience, you can make use of linear scale. Here you can see by default it is ranging from 1 to 5. If you want to make it from 1 to 4 or 0 to 4, that is also possible. Let's see how exactly it will look like. So in the preview you can see it. If you want to label them, then go into label, which is optional category, and write down what represent 1 and what represent 4. And now if I'll go for a preview, then you can see the question with label. Instead of linear scale, you can also go for multiple choice grid, where you have to write your options. If you want to add more columns, you can do that, or you can go for a checkbox grid. As we have discussed here, it will work in the same fashion. If you go for a multiple choice grid, then you can select any one out of multiple choice, and if you go for a checkbox grid, then you can select for multiple options. Now before moving to the next category, let's see some more features. If you want to make any question compulsory, just say required. So in the preview, you can see name is the mandatory question. So if user is not filling this particular question, it will not accept your form and it will give you error as this is a required question. Next, if you want to make a copy of one particular question, then go in duplicate and just click. And here you can see copy of this question is done. So whatever setting applied to this question, if you are making copy of it, same options will be applicable for copied question also. Let's say address to. If you want to delete any question, just say delete. If you want to edit any question, just click on a question and start writing. If you want to rearrange the order of a question, just drag and take it wherever you want. Drag and take it wherever you want. Next option is import question. So if you want to import question from some other Google form, you can do that. For that, click on import question, select the form from which you want to import the question, and in this form there are two questions, one is name and another is date of birth. For example, I want to fetch this question. Say import question, and you can see that question is fetched into current Google form. And here answer is of date category. So when user try to answer this question, then inbuilt calendar will be available for user. So user can select any date. If you select this option, then answer will be in the same format for all the users. If you are not going for it, if you are selecting short answer, then some people may write 4th February, some people may write 4/2, some people may write 4-2. So to avoid this is always advisable. Next is title. When you click on add and description, then it gives you a space where you can add a title. So for upcoming question, if you want to give any title, you can do that. So for example, so I am adding age validation title for this question. You can also add an image into Google form. So for guess who type question or for information, if you want to add any image into your form, that is also possible. So here you can either upload an image, fetch an image using camera, by URL. You can take the photos which are available on Google Drive, or you can search for an image and then fetch it. So here we will try to upload an image which is already present on your computer. If you want to give any description or any question, you can type it here. If you want to change the alignment of this image, then you can do that also using this option. If you want to change it, you can do that. Or if you want to delete it, you can select remove from here. Similarly, you can add video also. Next is add section. Here we have seen title, which may be useful to explain the details about the upcoming question. Similarly, you can go for a section. If your form is having many questions, let's say there are more than 20 questions, and if it is a single page, looking at 20 questions, user may think it is a very lengthy form and user may avoid filling it. But if you go for a section, then your complete form is divided into different sections, and on one page, questions from one particular section will be visible. Similarly, you can rename section. Here you can see you can either duplicate, move, delete, or merge the section with the above section. There is one more advantage of sectioning. If you want to skip few questions, then that is possible with the section. If you want to jump from one questionnaire to another questionnaire, that is also possible, and I will explain it in my next video. Currently just understand, wherever you want a section, just click there and say add section. So this is how you can add the questions of your choice. Let's see the preview. So this is one form. When I say next, this is my section 2 and this is my section 3. So this is how your form will look like. If your form is having very less question, you can make one page form. Now let's move to the next segment of a video, that is setting and share. If you want to make your form more attractive, then you can apply theme on your form. For that, go to customize theme and select theme color. So that theme color is applied. If you want to change the background color, that is also possible. If you want to add the header image, then go to header, choose image. Here you can see various images are available based on various categories. If you want to add your own image, you can go to upload option. Let's say I'm selecting this. You can also change font style, and now your form will look like this. Once you have done, just close. Again, if you want to edit anything, you can do that. Next is setting. So in general setting, if you want to collect the email address, then activate collect email addresses. Then if you want to limit your response to single response, click on this. If you are taking a quiz of a class and you want students should attempt only once, then click on this. Next category is whether you want to allow the user to edit the information after submission or no. Similarly, whether you want to show them summary charts or text responses. So here I am going for edit after submit. Because of this, using same link, user can upload the information again and again. Next settings are about presentation. Do you want to show the progress bar about how much form has filled? Do you want to shuffle your question order? If you are taking a quiz and if you are going for shuffle question option, fine. But if you want to take the data in order, then shuffling question will not be advisable. At the end of a form, if you want to give any confirmation message, then you can write that. So when user will submit the form, this message will be visible to the user. If you want to convert your form into quizzes, then you can go for quiz option and say make a quiz. In this video, I am not telling you in depth how to make a quiz and how to auto-correct it. I have explained it in another video. So once you have done with the setting, just say save and all those settings will be applicable. Like we have said, we want to collect the email addresses, hence that question is automatically added in our form as a mandatory question. Before going to the send option, let's see some more settings about Google Form. If you want to make a copy of it, you can make a copy of it. For example, if you have already made a feedback form for one particular event, now you want to repeat the questionnaire for some other event but with the another title, then you can make a copy of it and rename it if you want. If you want to save it in the same folder, you can save it in the same folder. If you want to move into some other folder, you can do that also. Just select the folder in which you want to save it. For example, I want to save it in a temp folder and I will say select. Say OK. So you can see with the same questionnaire, another form is generated. If you want to change few of the question, you can do that also. If you want to delete your form, just say move to trash If you want to print the questionnaire, this option will be helpful for you. Next is add collaborators. Currently, I am the owner of this form and only I have rights to change it. So when I say add collaborator, I am giving permission to another people to edit it. So you can see person added. So now if I go to that particular email ID and in Drive, then same form is available with another user, and even that user is allowed to do the changes. Once your form is ready, you can share your form with others. To share your form with others, you have three options. One is you can write down the email addresses. If you have a database, you can copy paste those email addresses to share. You can add this questionnaire on your website using HTML code. In this case, it is not possible because we have added file upload option. But most popular option is share with the link. So this is a link generated for our test form. If you feel this is long, you can shorten your URL. Just copy, either say copy from here or Control C and open. It will ask for email ID because we have said for validation. And that form is available for you. You can reuse this link. If you feel remembering this link is difficult and if you want to edit it, then you can make use of URL shorteners which are available. This is not an inbuilt feature, but if you want to do it, you can click on above link. Now let's move to the last part of a video, that is responses. So whenever user enter any response, it will come as a responses. Currently no one has filled this form, but I have a sample form to show you. So let's go there. This is a form which is collecting student information and there are total 38 responses. Now there are 4 ways to see these responses. First is summary. So in a graphical format, second, you can see the responses question wise. So you can see there are total 10 questions and this is a first question and answer for that question. Then for next question, this is the answer and so on. If you want to see the individual responses, that is also possible. This is first response. If you directly want to jump to the 10th response, so this is 10th response, this is 11th response and so on. If you want to print it, you can print it. If you want to remove that particular response, just say delete response. And fourth way is in Google spreadsheet. So here you can see answer for all 10 questions with the timestamp. Here you can just apply the filter. And I just want to see the male members. Say OK. And you can see that. Similarly, you can apply filters or ascending, descending for all other categories. If you are using same form again and again, then timestamps help you to differentiate between earlier response and next response. If you want to inactive this form, means if you want to stop taking responses from that particular form, just close this. So this information will be available in your Google Drive, but the people with this link cannot fill this form again. All these things are also possible if you select any from template gallery. You can edit it, share it, and see the responses. That's all about Google Forms. In upcoming videos, we will see how to work with the sections and how to make a quiz using Google Forms. Thanks for watching.